How's it going, everybody? This is Rob Novakast back with another quick review. And, I'm gonna say I was kind of intrigued about this. And this particular film kind of made the internet talk a little bit, especially when it was announced. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. For those who don't know, Chip 'n Dale is some of the cast of Disney. And a long time ago, they had their own show, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, which was very popular back in the day. And sure enough, years after, they made a movie based on the dynamic duo, or at least the two main cast being Chip and Dale. So this movie, just by my personal view of it, is a satire of a lot of the stuff that has happened through animation over the years. I guess to talk about it, let's focus on the main premise, which is basically after a certain breakup during one of the last seasons of Chip 'n Dale, we see Chip 'n Dale through kind of current day, where Chip is apparently selling insurance and Dale is trying his best to relive the glory days as much as possible, but that's not going well. And they end up reuniting when one of their friends, Monterey Jack, inevitably gets kidnapped, and it's up to them to find out what happened to Monterey Jack, as well as a variety of other characters that have been kidnapped and then, as they call it, bootleg, which to an extent is basically them refiguring the animated character into, or so they can be used in a bootleg movie. But anyway, so that's the basic premise, and I gotta say, it's an interesting one, especially with like following the story, where at first we see like a backstory of how Chip and Dale like came together. Like apparently it's kind of like a Toontown scenario, like in Who Framed Roger Rabbit to an extent, where toons live or coexist with humans, which again, it was interesting to see that again. We see them, starting their own show, that of course being, again, Chip and Dale. We see their fallout and what they've been doing. And as time progresses, there is, I want to say, a lot of references to different films, or at least not different films, sorry, different forms of animation. And to an extent, stuff that you would not see in a Disney film. I'm dead serious. We see characters from Comedy Central, like Brandy from South Park, in one particular scene. We have characters that are from DreamWorks, and just a variety of different animations, or animation companies, which, to an extent, I think I know how they got away with it, if they didn't get the permission, which probably just by using parody of the characters. That's what they did. Though to an extent, Randy Hirsch is a parody in of himself. But regardless of that, I wouldn't be surprised if they, if to an extent there was some legal issue with them using all these different characters, they just claim parody. Which brings me to probably one of the biggest parodies. There's a particular character that, honestly, I was all for. And I want to spoil it. I'm going to spoil it. So, do you guys remember the original look for Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie? This is the bad CGI, and the thing that really freaked people out was the teeth. He makes an appearance. Only they call him Ugly Sonic the entire time. And there's a couple of gags where people are kind of like going through mental trauma looking at his teeth. It's hilarious. Now, if I were to gripe about one thing, is some of the animation for some of the characters. Now, to an extent, I've noticed, especially for certain characters, like we have the Candle from Beauty and the Beast. He's probably a perfect example. They use what seems to be 2D animation, where it's basically, the hand-drawn animation. Now, for Dale, or Chip, because they have Dale go through CG, or 3D CGI. But for Chip, it's a mix mash of 3D and like kind of but put into the style of like 2D animation, where it looks like it's 2D. I don't know how I felt about that to an extent. I personally felt that if you're gonna have a mix between different animations, and by the way, they make fun of, the Uncanny Valley, the bad animation in early 20s. I kind of think that honestly, if you're gonna go all out with all these different animation styles in your film, then just have Chip and Dale, or at the very least Chip, because Dale makes a pun that he went through CGI surgery. Have Chip be in 2D, not 3D that looks similar to 2D. I don't know, am I overthinking it? But all in all, it looked very jarring to an extent. Didn't seem right. So, besides that, characters are great, story is interesting and easy to follow. Some music that they use is pretty good. By the way, and for this film, there's a lot of Easter eggs for you guys to look for. It's like I can't believe I'm using this joke. It's the Ready Player One of Disney properties, as well as actually, and not even Disney. It's the Ready Player One of animation properties. And I ask you guys to go check out the movie, as well as go through the entire thing and find as many Easter eggs as you guys can, because there'll be plenty to go through. But all in all, story great, animation with again certain aspects was all right, characters excellent, music when it's used is all right. So, final rating, and I'm looking at IMDb too. I'm gonna give this a 8 out of 10. Honestly, it's to an extent, it's a good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I had a couple of chuckles when we had characters from different animation studios popping in, which I thought was funny. And then a particular joke with Seth Rogen's, like all the characters that Seth Rogen has played. But all in all, a lot of fun. So once again, 8 out of 10 for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers for 2022. And with that, guys, that was my review of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below. As well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.